Hello guys, on today's video, I'm going to talk about the movie Oppenheimer. So, it starts by showing Oppenheimer as a student, and even when he was young, he was extremely intelligent, but also very unstable and under a lot of pressure, and we could notice that he felt disturbed by the idea of quantum physics, the particles, and all those things. At one point, he almost poisoned his own professor because of all the bad time he was uh, having in Germany. So, one thing that really stands out in the movie is the soundtrack. The music is so intense and constant, creating a feeling of tension all the time, and also make that scientific journey really better and more enthusiastic. So, uh, you really feel it for the first time when Niels Bohr is talking to Oppenheimer and he asks, "How's your math going?" His teacher says, "He's not good enough for the physics he's one should be." Then Barn comes up with a phrase that really seems quite intriguing. Algebra is like music scores. It's not important whether you can read the music, but whether you can hear it. Can you hear the music, Robert? To which he replies, "Yes, I can." So the music starts. And oh my god, that sounds great. That soundtrack hits you in a way you really are not expecting, and the movie continues. Uh, After the Oppenheimer become a respected figure on the field of quantum physics, um, he published an important paper in that field, but the world is focused in another thing, the start of World War II. So, with the scientific advance in nuclear and atomic studies, they discovered that this knowledge could be used to build a bomb. One idea becomes very strong. If we don't build it first, someone else will build. And in this case was the Nazis. This is how the Manhattan Project begins, the biggest secret project that has ever happened, and Oppenheimer becomes the leader of everything. And because he already was a important figure in the field about nuclear, about quantum physics, and he become the header of the progress for the project. So, as the project progresses, the movie shows that Oppenheimer begins to feel a weight about what he is creating. The closer the project gets to success, the more distance morality seems from decision making, and scientists is focusing on whether the bomb will work or not, but not on what will happen when it does. For me, the turning point and the most important point of the movie is the Trinity test. It is literally the point that changed everything. The first successful nuclear explosion in history. When the bomb detonates, there's just silence and breathing. Then the blaze wave. It worked. Then it brings one of the most famous phrases from Oppenheimer. Now I become death, the destroyer of the worlds. This moment makes the birth of the nuclear age and the father of the atomic bomb. After the bombs are dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ending the war, the ethical question finally explode into the open. Was it really necessary? Did it save lives by ending the war sooner, or did it open the door to a future mass of destruction? The final part of the history focuses on Oppenheimer's political downfall. During the Cold War, his past associations and his opposition to more powerful nuclear weapons leads to a public hearing that strips him of his secret clearance. The man who helped build the most powerful weapon leads to a public punishment, not for creating it, but for questioning its future use. For me, this reinforces one of the film's central themes. Systems often celebrate innovation, but reject responsibility of the use of the bomb. And in the end, Oppenheimer is not just a movie about the atomic bomb itself, but about the moral burden of knowledge. It asks whether scientists are responsible for how they discover or use, whether progress without ethics it is truly a progress or not, and whether humanity is capable of controlling the power or what it creates. The Manhattan Project succeeds scientifically, but morally, the film leaves us with open question. Was it really necessary? Around 200,000 people died. Soldiers, men, women, children, elderly people, animals, insects, literally any kind of life. Almost an entire culture of a population. Was it worth it? This is a question that pops into my mind and uh, really takes me that if this was really worth it to kill hundreds of thousand people just for show power, because there is all that contest. America has already won the Second World War barely. Just Japan was keeping in the fight. But for show power against Russia, they had to do something. And then they have the idea about throwing atomic bomb in a whole city, two cities. So it was really worth it, ruin entire culture of a population of a city just of this game of power for who have more this ego game. Anyway, guys, that's today's video, a little more reflexive and a little reflection, and it stays that reflection. Was it worth it to build that atomic bomb? I really don't know. I really think that would be the world would be better if we never had done that. If we have the morality of didn't build something that can destroy our whole world. Not only us, the human being, but the animals, all the biology, the ecology, all the world. That's the video, guys. See ya next time. Bye bye.